Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Wednesday, November 16th, and we've got some pretty interesting weather coming up here over the next 7 days. For today though, it looks like the clouds will early, maybe a little bit of fog in some areas. It'll burn off and we'll see some sunshine with cooler temperatures behind that cold front in the low 50s for the most part. And then we're watching a big storm that's going to move out of the Rockies and head towards the UP, and that's going to bring a lot of heavy snow from places across the northeastern portions of South Dakota into Minnesota. And again, right now the best bet for the heaviest snow will be northwest of the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, where there are some blizzard watches in effect for that part of the country. For us, looks like warm conditions will be well into the 60s, I believe, on Thursday and Friday, maybe even a couple of locations touching 70 degrees on Friday, and then we'll have colder conditions with some snow showers over the weekend. Right now it doesn't look like a big deal, and the models aren't all that aggressive over it, and even our clipper system for the middle of next week doesn't show up too much on the models now, but that's what we expected with the coming and going of the computer models. We'll have to watch that over the next 3 or 4 days to see if it reappears, which it certainly could. If we look at the conditions around the area yesterday, you can see temperatures mainly in the upper 50s to low 60s. Actually, the warm spot was in Lansing at 62 degrees, so pretty warm day out there. A good about 12 to 14 degrees above normal, and we continue to be 11.5 degrees above normal per day. Our normal should be 47. You can see we've been quite a bit warmer than that. The normal low is 29. And if we look at the next couple of slides here, you can see all winter long, you can find this on the weather site there where we track all the snowfall throughout the season. And you can see a number of different breakdowns on snow depths and other things that we have right here in the mid-Michigan area as well. If we look at conditions around the area this morning, temperature is quite mild in the mid-30s to low 40s. So again, that's a good 10-12 degrees above normal as we continue to see above normal conditions right on through the rest of this week. And you can tell where the active weather is versus where high pressure is, and we're going to continue to watch that activity develop across the western states. And you can see on the satellite a lot of things to look at. First of all, we got a big low in the Gulf of Alaska, another one back to the southwest, and as these move to the northwest, they're going to create, you can see the cold air here with the puffy cloud tops across the Pacific, and that's going to help drive warm air up into the Rockies. Then on the top side of this low, we're going to see the cold air being dislodged back into the plains, and where those meet, we're going to have a good low cyclogenesis take place over the Colorado area. That storm will move off to the northeast, and again, that's going to bring a lot of heavy snow off to the northwest. Could even see some thunderstorms around the Michigan area as we get into Friday, but again, that's quite low. Mainly we expect rain showers, but again, can't rule out a thunder shower as that cold front approaches the area. And it'll turn very windy as well behind the system. You can see on this morning's weather map that weak cold front pushed through the area. And again, any precipitation was mainly well off to our north. And if we look at the forecast map as we get into Thursday, we expect a lot of development beginning to take place. And we already got some heavy snow breaking out in parts of South Dakota into northwest Minnesota. And on Friday, you can see that well-matured low now moving towards the upper peninsula. And it's going to have a swath of very heavy snow. Again, we could see amounts 12 inches or more, especially once you get towards northeast Minnesota up into Ontario. And then if we look at the high temperatures around here on Friday, it's going to be just fantastic with mid-60s and maybe even close to 70 once you get down towards the Blissfield, Jasper area, down towards Toledo, and even 60 degrees all the way up to the bridge. And as far as precipitation here over the next 96 hours, next 4 days, you can see with the very heaviest precipitation, and much of this will be in the form of snow, and you can see the dry slot that was kind of over Michigan yesterday back to the west a little bit as the storm track has moved a little bit farther to the northwest, and that should spare the again the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. Again, the heaviest snows will be off towards the Arrowhead of Minnesota, and for us again, we're going to get some showers along that cold front as it moves through, but nothing real important as it looks right now. And as far as the next stream, you can see the snowfall amounts. You can see the heaviest snow up here in the Arrowhead of Minnesota. So it's just a reminder that winter is not too far away. And again, for us, we'll be bathing in some nice warm 60-degree weather. And again, maybe even a 70 as we get into Friday. As far as the winds, this will be another facet of that storm. First out ahead of it, and then behind it, we're going to have a pretty good northwest flow with wind gusts around 35 to maybe even more than 40 miles per hour across much of the northeastern portions of the lower peninsula into the eastern UP. And if we look at weather watch out there this morning, you can see a number areas of winter storm watches all the way from the Rockies up into the Minnesota, and even a blizzard watch for northeastern South Dakota and west central Minnesota. And again, so those areas are going to be some pretty rough going here over the next few days. And if we look at the extended outlook, that trough trying to develop across the east, it's going to relax, and then I think it's going to come back in full strength in about 10 more days. So it looks like warm conditions are going to try to develop out west, cooler in the east. And as far as precipitation goes, again, overall, this will be after this storm. We expect another dry period to come up for much of next week. Thanks for stopping by, and have yourself a great day, and 73s to all.